first thing when you open it, here's all your projects, but you probably won't have any. So we want to go, whoa. You go over here, click new project, and then over here, you'll see a bunch of different stuff. So over here, it's your effects. Oh, okay. Over here is effects and presets, audio, align, and then up here is preview, which you hardly use. Well, I hardly use it. And then this will, then up here you can click anything and click all panels, motion tracking, text, paint, etc. Down here is where you'll be editing mostly. And then over here is where you import all of your media and where everything will be. Big screen right here is your screen. Basically, you'll see where your edit looks like. Click new composition, and then these are my composition settings. A 1080 by 1080 is just a square. You can also pick these. These are already more format settings. And then here's your frame rate. 30 is like what most people use. 15, your edit will be more choppy like. And then 60 makes your edit really smooth. And then so on and so on. Your duration is how long you want your video to be. So I'm gonna make mine 5 seconds long. And yeah. Okay, so here's your screen. And then down here, this is how zoomed in you want your thing to be or zoomed out. Like, you can mess around with it. And then here's quarter, third, half, and full. So normally people edit on quarter, which I'm going to edit on because it makes my computer not lag. And I'll get more into what these really mean. This is where you import your media. Go to file, new folder, new project, or import right here, file, you can do that. Or what I just do is I double click with 2 fingers and then go file and then ignore that. And then I'm just gonna pick 2 pictures. Here we go. Just 2 pictures of George Harrison. You can drag them down like this. And then you're like, oh no, it's not, it's not how I want it to be. Scroll over, however, whenever you want your clip to start. And on a MacBook, you click Command Shift plus D and it'll split your clip. And then just go ahead and click on this and then press delete. And now, without pressing on both of them at all, you're gonna go ahead and just click S and it'll take you to scale right here. And then you can mess around, and then this is your time indicator. So it's where your thing goes. This eyeball is to where you can see your clip or not, or your photo. And then if there is audio, this is where you'll be able to turn it off or on. And then this dot, I low-key don't know because I don't use it. Yeah, anyways, this little lock here, it makes you not able to touch it at all, not mess with it, just leave it alone. These arrows show you all your different tools that you're able to use. It explains it, hides layer and timeline. I don't know, I hardly use that.
I can't understand that you saying, girl. How you get this job? I'm wondering.
Is for adjustment layers, and this is for 3D, which you use this only for 3D layers or 3D edits. Gosh, okay. Now, if you're like, oh, this is too long, I can't do this, like, my video's too long, I don't want it to be this long, you're gonna click Command Shift plus Command, whoa, it's Command K. I'm gonna make this 3 seconds long. Wow, you're halfway there. Okay, we're just gonna do a simple zoom out, and then we're gonna do a slide. So what I want you to do, no, you don't have to pre-compose your clips if you're using photos, but you do have to if you're going to use Twixtor, which is basically velocity. And then, so I'm just gonna pre-compose these. Make sure whenever you do this, click move all attributes into new composition and then have this little marked thing. I'm just gonna make this really simple and not use any plugins at all. So what you're gonna do is press S and then this will pop up, and then you're gonna click this little stopwatch thing, and then however long you want it to go right, like press this little key thing, this keyframe, and then you're able to use these arrows to easily go back and forth. So just gonna zoom in a little bit, and then if you click it, it'll highlight both of them, or you can go like this and highlight them and then double click and then go all the way down here, keyframe assistant, and press easy ease, or you can click F9, but mine never works, so I just do this. Wow. Okay, and then you're gonna click this little graph thing up here, this graph editor, and then there's two types of like graphs you can do. These graphs, which you will use during in and out graphs, or you can use these whenever doing 3D types of edits, but we're not worried about that. So you're gonna go down here, you click this little square, and then go up to edit value graph, and then you'll see this, and then just follow what I do. So if you want it to go in, just like that, and then there's also this graph that you can do. Well, yeah, something like that. And then what we're gonna do is just this, so, which is what most editors use. And then if you want to make it easier on yourself, you can just copy this and then paste it over here, which is Command C and then Command V to paste it. And then you can highlight them and move it to make it even better. Click Option, and then you just make sure you're holding Option while you do this, and then you're able to stretch it. There we go. And you also can increase these more, but I'm going to go ahead, highlight them, double click, keyframe assistant, and then time reverse keyframe. This makes your keyframes technically switch and the graph will stay the same. So there we go. Do a slide graph. I'm gonna go ahead and click Command Shift D and then delete this. So yeah, it's basically just everything that we did for scale. Press P on your keyboard, this little time thing, wherever which way you want your graph to go, and then we're going to drag it. Easy ease. Since it's an out graph, I'm going to use speed, so just follow this. Wow. And now go up to your effects and presets and search up motion tile, and then drag it over to your clip, and then over here you'll see this effect. So what you're gonna do is go to output width, increase it, and then output height. You don't have to since this is only slide, but I always do it. And then if you want it to be like tiles, you can do that, or you can click mirror edges. Okay, make sure motion blur is enabled for both of these. Okay, now press P on your keyboard, stopwatch, put another keyframe, and then since we're just gonna drag it this way, and then add motion tile. Now what I'm going to do is a fade in and fade out. Click and press T, and it'll show up this opacity thing. Click the stopwatch, and then you're going to go a few frames, click it again, go towards somewhat near the end, another one, and then go to the end, and then just put the 0, 100, and then go around like 40-ish, and then we're gonna press T again, and then just do the same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and add blur. My favorite blur to use is Gaussian blur. So you're gonna drag it, and then you'll see up here, click the stopwatch, and then press U on your keyboard, and it'll show up all the keyframes you have already. And then go a few forward, and then back to your first keyframe, turn it up however much you want. And then to make this easy on yourself, you can just highlight it, copy it, and then paste it. If you have a song, over here is your beat maker. So let's say my beat is here. It marks your beat so you know where to. Okay. Now up here is your mouse, which you're already on right now. A hand, you're able to zoom in your clip. If you skip these, rotation tool, it will rotate. And then to undo it, click Command Z. Here is your masking tool. If you hold down on it, it'll show different shapes. Crap. Here you can make your own shapes like this. Here's text by clicking on it and then going over here. And here's a bunch of settings, which you can copy mine if you want. And if you go down to align and then click this one, it'll make it go in the middle. But I'll explain pre-comps and what they do. So a pre-comp is whenever a bunch of clips are all together, then press T. I'll just make this fade in real quick. So click R, and then little stopwatch, and then go to the somewhat near the end, your keyframes, and then do the same graph that we've been doing. Now, you want to export it, so click Command S, and this will pop up, and then you're going to name it with a bunch of folders. Click whatever folder you want it to be in, then just click Save. And then you're going to go up to File, go all the way down here, Export, Add to Render Queue. These are my settings. Make sure your frame rate is the same as your composition settings. Click OK. And then now here, normally everyone uses H.264, and then MP3 makes your video into audio. Down here is QuickTime. It makes it somewhat better quality and also a bigger file. Would recommend it if you're doing high quality edits, but normally I just use H.264. Format options, don't really mess with those. And then down here, don't mess with them either. Okay, just click OK. You're gonna click Output to and click on this Not Yet Specified, and then so just put it in whatever folder you want it to be in. So click Save, and then click Render, and then whenever you go to whatever folder you have, it will pop up. Wow, you made your first edit transition. That's great. Okay, I will be posting more on my account. Thank you for watching if you stayed. Oh my gosh, stop. And I will be making more in-depth After Effects. Comment whatever you guys want to see. But that was just like the basics, like very basic.